era begins again.
And welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse, you hooligans. How you doing for this segment? Man, we got a special guest today. We're going to be talking about his product that is made in the USA. We're also going to be talking about why it's important to buy USA products and not them, Chinese. Let's just put it nicely, people. Chinese goods. Made in America used to be a slogan we were proud of. And now this new generation's forgot all about it. And it's time for us to remind them what Made in America is, how it affects our businesses, and especially our workers. You all know how much of a, big union supporter I am. And this has to be because I come from a union family. Everybody knows that. Steel workers, coal miners. So it's real important to address this topic, especially when it comes to motorcycles and motorcycle accessories, the whole 9 yards, the aftermarket realm. But we're going to bring on our special guest today, and he happens to be a sponsor of Insane Throttle's Motorcycle Madhouse. You guys can actually see his links on HarleyLiberty.com. But, I was doing a video the other day. I was doing product reviews. You know how I do that stuff. And man, I was just blown away by this product. It's a concealed carry compartment for touring bikes. And man, this thing, it was easy to open. It's a place for you to put your pistol at, you to pull it if you need it. Just awesome stuff. But you know what? Enough talking for me. Let's bring Dale on. Hey, Dale, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, Hollywood. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. Tell everybody about your company.
Well, I have a company called Cash and Carry Concealed Compartments. The business started about 4 years ago. The conception did. And I came out in production in last March for the 1999 to 2008 touring bikes. My own 9 to 2020 compartments will be available by spring.
Rock on. And now that's only for touring bikes, right?
It is. It is only for the touring bikes, basically your Road Kings and up. I have an 04 Road King, and what I've done is when I designed my compartment, I wanted to make sure that you didn't have to drill holes in the frame of the bike or weld tabs up to mount my compartment to it. So I've used pre-existing holes in the frame of the bike to mount my compartment. So all the mounting mechanisms are internal. Nobody can just come up to the bike and take the compartment off. It's lockable, and that means that when you're rolling, if you decide you want to go on a trip, you're 100% legal in all 50 states. Now you'll have to know the laws in each state if you need to unload or separate the ammunition from the magazine.
Yeah, and here in Illinois, you got to do that. You got to keep the clip separate from the gun. Why, I don't know, but hey, we're in
yep.
We're in liberal communist occupied territory here. But go ahead.
Oh, so what it does is because it's a lockable compartment, it'll make you legal in all 50 states, and there's nothing on the market which gives you instant access to your firearm, to your pistol, while you're rolling down the road or while you're sitting in a red light. Mm-hmm. There's nothing on the market today.
So there's nobody else is making this.
No. You've got a lot of guys that are making, pistol holders for your saddle bags, or you can have a little compartment that you can put on your in your fairing on your Street Glide or Ultra Classic or something. And, they make side pouches that zip up on your pant leg. But there's nothing like this. And there's just not.
Now, did you file a patent for this technology? Because, all the aftermarket companies, they'll take your idea and run with it.
Yeah, I've got 2 patents. I've got a design patent and a utility patent. So that's pretty much what the first 3 years have been, getting the patents in place and the engineering and finding manufacturers in the United States that would do this for me. I could have went to China and had the molds made for probably half the price, and shipped to the United States for half the price than what I paid for to have them made in the United States. But the molds were made in Erie, Pennsylvania, and all my manufacturing is I'm from Pennsylvania, is relatively local to me. So I can't make it any better than that.
Right. Now, what made you want to get in this type of business? Where'd you get the ideal of it? And are you going to get one for an '01 Fat Boy, man?
Well, I would love to be able to get, for the bikes like the Fat Boys, the Softails, the Dynas, the Night Trains, even the Sportsters. The problem is that on those you've got your oil tank and your battery sits on there, and I haven't come up with a system to be able to mount it up where people just can't come in and take it off the bike.
Right.
Without drilling holes in your frame or welding something up. I mean, if somebody wants to drill some holes in their frames, I can do anything, but the chances of that are slim to none.
Exactly.
So,
I ain't drilling holes in the Fat Boy.
Right. So the reality of the situation is that I came up with this idea because I got tired of buying holsters, vests, shirts with Velcro patches, different ways to carry, whether it's on your side or in your appendix or even in your pant leg, that are all great when you're walking down the road or you're just out in everyday life. But none of them, not any of them, work when you're rolling down the road. And the simple reason is you've got to lift clothing, pull it out, either unsnap it or unlock it to get to it, or put it back. If you've got a vest with an inside pocket, you've got to open your vest up, unzip it or unsnap it, and get into it while you're going down the road. And it's not safe, and it's almost impossible.
Right. Now, what material is this made out of?
This is a fiberglass infused composite. It's got a 486 degrees softening point. It softens at 486 degrees, and it melts at over 500 degrees. So when I was designing it, I had to look at places like Arizona that has regular ambient temperatures at 120 degrees, and asphalt, which gets to be 185 or 190 degrees. And if you're 120 degrees and you're sitting on blacktop, your bike's on blacktop, I didn't want to have something in your engines and your bike's running. I didn't want to have it, get soft or melt while it's sitting on your bike.
Right.
So if your bike is 486 degrees, you got a lot of other things to worry about than my compartment.
Exactly. The mischievous guy in me, I'm looking at this compartment and I'm thinking, yeah, it's great for a pistol, but you know what? It also could be used for them jerks that are, behind you, riding you, a couple ball bearings. It's a good storage compartment for that. Fall out of the storage thing, but that's just me.
Well, that the foam insert that holds the firearm, and I've got foam inserts that are being made to carry different things, but is removable. It's Velcroed in. So if it gets moisture in it.
What models does it fit? Does it fit 45s, 380s?
It'll fit a full-size 45 ACP, a 44 mag with a 4-inch barrel, all your subcompacts, your 9s, your 40s, 22s, 38, 380, 357, and a Judge will fit in this compartment.
Rock on, man. Awesome. And you guys will see this when I'm demonstrating it. Actually, you're seeing a video right now. If you're on Motorcycle Madhouse Radio, go over to the YouTube and you just see it while I'm interviewing them right now. You'll see him demonstrating a video, and this video's off of his website, which you can get through HarleyLiberty.com.
And, a lot of guys, like when I'm going on a trip, I'll put my 44 mag in it and carry my 40 on my side. So you have a lot of different variations. The new models, I'm going to make them available for both the right and the left instead of just the left side, which it is now. That way, if you want to carry, a gun on each side, you want to carry a gun and extra clips, I'll have slots for extra clips. I'll have, variation pieces of foam for variations of anything you want to carry.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned you could have went to China, got it half price, but you decided to have it done here in the United States. Why did you do that? Because a lot of businesses nowadays, they'll just say, oh, we can make it for half the price over in China, bring it back. Harley-Davidson's been doing that with their parts forever. What made you decide to want to have it made in the United States?
Well, honestly, because it's just me. I'm not Harley Davidson. I'm not some big corporation with, just no other way to say it, with tons of money to back it up if somebody decides to knock it off. Mm. As things roll out, somebody will try, but that's what my patents are for. But when you send stuff to China, there's nothing stopping them from making molds from in the same company that you hired it, and then just start producing it for an eighth of the price over there. And what it's cost me, I've done all the hard work.
So stealing intellectual property and stuff is a big freaking deal, because right now we got a China-United States trade war going on, and one of the points in that is China steals everything and then sells it. We're even looking at the club patches, guys. You to buy any 1% club patch on the internet from a Chinese place. So what is your view on this China-U.S. Trade deal? What do you think we need to get out of them?
Everything we possibly can. Mm-hmm. They're filthy crooks. Everybody that I talk to and everybody I've dealt with here in the United States, from the companies I've talked to and the mold makers, they're just, they're robbing us blind, and nobody's taking them to task like we currently are right now. And we need to do it more and protect what's being made in the United States and bring our manufacturing back here.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you worry that somebody over there might take your design ideal once it starts becoming popular?
Well, it's funny. I put this on eBay, and the first 5 people who tried to buy it were from China. That's no lie. So when I got my first hits that were coming off of eBay, the first 5 people who wanted to buy it were from China, saying, "Oh, can we figure out a way to pay you and this and that?" And I was like, "Yeah, delete." So,
because basically what they're trying to do is get your product over there to reverse engineer it.
Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So is your product only available in the United States, or can it go to Canada, Australia, Europe?
I'll send it. I'll send it anywhere except to China and some of the outlying countries, mm-hmm. Where we have some of the other major problems. But China, Germany, Ireland, all Australia. I'll send them over there as well. So,
well, it's a smart move, because you got to be realistic when it comes to, a lot of people, you go to work, you collect a paycheck, but it's those entrepreneurs, the little man, that bet everything on an ideal or a product they have, and they work hard to get it made, patented, all that type of stuff. And then to have one of these countries come in and steal it from you without any regress, it's just a terrible thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
They do it every day.
Yeah, well, and that's why a lot of people, well, why are we in this trade war? Why don't they sell? No, it's not that simple. They've been doing this to us forever, and every politician's let it happen until this one. And we got to get in there, fight for what this trade war is all about. People need to get educated about it. And, Made in America used to mean something before, the bottom line. Now it's, this younger generation so used to buying products from China, Japan, that they don't know what it is about Made in America. And the quality is next to none here, You can't beat American-made products.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You got your product molded up in Pennsylvania, and, everybody knows Pennsylvania, man. That's steel capital. Out on the east side, you're looking at coal country. You can't get any more American than that.
No, that my compartment comes in three pieces, three components. The largest part is made in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, and two of them are actually made in Minnesota or Minneapolis, with a company there. So, and then they're shipped to me, and then I assemble them myself. Mm-hmm. So it's all done here.
Right. Now, you say it bolts right to the frame. Can you walk them through how to do it?
Yeah. So what you do is you'll have to take your seat and your saddlebags off. And there are two side plates that sit, let's just take the Road King, that sit underneath your seat. So when you take your seat and your saddlebags off, there's a faceplate that just pushes in. You're going to pop that faceplate out, and there's three rubber grommets that faceplate sits into. You're going to pop those grommets out, and I've designed spacers on the top two that will actually bolt in the top two holes. So when you get the compartment, and you look at it, the top two holes will fit in there and hang like a picture. And then what you'll do is you'll come on the opposite side of the motorcycle. There's a lock nut will already be placed in the compartment, and with an extension, you go in front of the rear tire, and you bolt it right to the frame of the bike. Mm-hmm. So, and when you put your seat and your saddlebags on, nobody can come up and take the compartment off the bike because all the mounting mechanisms are internal.
Right. So it flows with the bike.
I'm sorry?
It'll flow. It gives the curvatures and all that flows just with your bike too.
Absolutely.
Now it comes unpainted too, don't it?
It does. I had looked at having it painted and primed. Unfortunately, what happens is with the older bikes, even with a 2-year-old bike, if it sits out in the sun, you'll get oxidation and paint fade. Mm-hmm. So if I paint it and your bike has sat out in the sun and there's fade to it, you're not going to like the color match.
Right.
And so, and with all the different color schemes and the specialty paints that Harley has on these bikes, you're better to take it to your local paint shop so they can match it perfectly for you. Mm. I also looked at priming them, and I talked to about a dozen body shops, and each one of them said that I was kind of foolish if I primed them, because if I prime them and you take it to a body shop that's a junk body shop, mm-hmm. and they put junk paint on it, they're not, when you take it back in 6 months to a year and say, or even, a couple months and say, this paint's bad, what's going on with this? They're not going to say I did a bad job. They're going to say it was the prime job.
Right. So you got to take yourself out of the equation.
Right. Mm-hmm. And if you buy Harley paint, you have to buy Harley primer, or they won't stand behind it.
Right.
So, you've got to look at that. If you want to paint the Harley paint schemes, you got to buy Harley primer. And if you don't, then you're on your own if the paint fails.
Now, is your product only available online, or are you doing the rally scene?
I did the rally scene. I introduced it in Daytona last year. I was in Daytona, and I did pretty well in Daytona. I am not a vendor by trade, so it's been a pretty big learning curve for me. So I came back from Daytona, and I hit a lot of the local I was at Gettysburg and some of the Gettysburg Bike Week and some of the different bike weeks that are relatively local to me. Mm-hmm. And then actually I had a lot of the local Harley Davidson dealerships, was very interested in my product, and they wanted me to start coming in and vending at some of their events. And that's pretty much kept me busy all year. So
Now, are you going to get into
actually
the
from the-
business model of distributors? Are you looking for distributors?
My big thing right now is I need to get the 2009 to current 20 model up and running, and then I'm also looking at having the Indians and the Trakes compartments for those. But yeah, I have no problems with distributorships. If you find somebody that's good and a good quality person, I can bring on board, whether it's East Coast, Midwest, West Coast. I'm only one guy, so I can only be at one spot in so many locations.
Right. Well, yeah.
At any one time.
Of course. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was losing air for a second. Well, it sounds like you got a good business plan going on there, and hopefully it takes off, because when I looked at the product, I was like, man, this is craftsmanship right here. I was like, it's solid. It looks like it has some good flow lines. I had a buddy come over and check it out, and they were like, yeah, man, this thing is the real deal. It's just not some plastic compartment.
No, absolutely not. And you can vouch, and whether you did it or not, I don't know, but I'm 6'1" and 260 pounds, and I can jump up and down on it, and the thing won't budge. Mm-hmm. I've had over 1,000 pounds on it, and it's not gonna hold together. I won't guarantee it'll hold together at 70 miles an hour on its side rolling down the road. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I stand behind the product.
Right.
I'll give 100% money back warranty, or I'll replace it if there's any manufacturer defects.
Well, that's the difference right there with Made in America compared to the Chinese. You're going to stand behind your product.
Yep, 100%.
Well, another thing I wanted to bring up about the one that you sent me, I was thinking about having a contest for a giveaway, everybody, for this compartment that he made. And what I was thinking about, and I'm going to talk to Dale probably off air on it, is, hold on a second, I got some static here on the radio line, but, come on, fix it up there. Anyway, I was thinking, the more people that you refer to his website, we'll go like a month-long type of deal. You have to have them refer to his website with your name on it, and maybe we'd go from there and make some type of contest up. The most referrals win the prize. I don't know. We'll still think about it.
Yeah, I'm be more than happy to do that.
Okay. Do you have something on the forum where they just say, "Hey, this guy referred me," or "This chick referred me"?
I have when they fill out their name and their email address, there's a comment section that they can put. I asked for what year bike they have, but they can put, Jim referred me, or Jim Smith referred me from Tulsa, Oklahoma, or something like that. And then I can keep track of that.
Rock on. Well, I think what I'll do is you got to, I'll come up with the whole thing and announce it again, but maybe 20 referrals to the website under your name, and that'd be the starting point to where we can go with the contest. Because, again, this is craftsmanship, and if you got 99 to, I think, an 08,
08 for right now.
08 for now, model of bike, this is going to be something that you'll love. So basically 20 referrals to start you out, put you in the contest, and we'll get going with that, because this ain't a cheap deal here. This is something that's pretty amazing, and I think it's priced right for what it is. If it was under Harley Davidson, they probably want $900 for the damn thing. But it's reasonably priced, so I'll come up with a contest type of outline of how to run it, and give me about a week on that, guys, and we'll be able to get a contest going. But it would be, how many referrals you can get to the website for them, because we got to help American, especially bikers. We got to help these American businesses out. And, Dale is the one to do it, and that's just not because he's sponsoring us, but I really believe in the product. Everybody knows that I do not take sponsorships on products unless I believe in them. That's why you only see a few sponsors here and there, because if I don't believe in them, Motorcycle Madhouse ain't going to catch the backlash on it. So what do you think there, Dale?
Hey, that sounds incredible. You let me know, and we'll make everything happen.
Rock and roll, man. I really appreciate it. But give me some final thoughts on what you believe about the Made in the USA term. Do you think it's not known anymore?
Well, I think that, I had a brother that worked in a factory that they could buy their product from China at cheaper than what they could have it made, buy it cheaper and have it shipped to the United States cheaper than what they could here in America. They could make it here.
Do you believe the USMCA needs to be passed right away?
It's hard for me to say. I will tell you this, though. We have to look out for American workers, and we have to bring America quality products back to this country, manufacturing, which is what we're well known for. And, the fine lines and the details and everything in between, I don't want to say leave to the politicians because that's another subject. But, whatever it takes to get the manufacturing and get this country back up and running the way it should be, making the quality products that we can make, I'm for 10,000%.
Rock and roll, man. Well, guys, that is Dale from let's see here, Cachet and Carry. Again, you can see them on HarleyLiberty.com through that. You can see them in the links that I put up. Of course, you've been watching the video up in your right-hand corner. If you listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other platforms, Motorcycle Madhouse radio listeners, go over there, check out the live video that we're doing about this, and you'll see the product. Best of all, what you need to do is go check him out on his website at www.concealedcompartments.com, and you'll see everything about it, man. You'll see him working on the bike like you've been seeing in this video, and, he's a great guy. You can reach him, talk to him, ask him questions. But again, we're going to be having a contest for the one that he sent us to review. And that's going to be based on how many you refer to his website. And we have verification for that. I'm sure he can get me that. So any last thoughts, Dale?
No, if anybody has any questions, they can give my cell phone a call, which is on the website or on Facebook or social media, or email me if you have any questions about anything. I'm available pretty much anytime most people are up, and some that aren't. So, just give me a call and I'll answer any and all questions that I can.
Rock and roll, man. We really appreciate you coming on the Madhouse, sharing that product with us, giving some of your thoughts on Made in America. Look forward to working with you. It's just a wonderful product, man, and we're glad that it's made in the USA, and we're hoping in you the best. And I'll get with you about the contest and all that good stuff, and to see if we can get you going.
All right, Hollywood. I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
Rock on, man. And that was Dale over at Cachet Carry, man. Like I said, guys, give him a check out over on his website. I'm telling you, I looked at this product, and you'll see the video coming out over on YouTube. This thing was made in the USA. I can tell you that just by the way, because what I do before I accept sponsors is make sure the product, I would want the product. And boy, I was like, damn, man, I wish he made this for a fat boy, because this thing is killer. I love it. I got a 357 snub nose that I put in there. And I was like, damn, man, I wish I had this on the fat boy. I had to just pull when I needed instead of going into my vest. What an ideal. So get over there, support them, and I'll let you know the details coming up about what the contest is going to be about, how you can, this is only to be for guys that have a 99 through an 08. Hopefully, Dale comes out with more designs for getting it up to date with the newer stuff. That's what he said he was going to do. So be on the lookout, man. We'll get this contest going. Give me about a week or two to get all it in plans. That way we have a tracking, and we'll get a contest going here over on Motorcycle Madhouse. So get over there, check it out, and I'll talk to you in the next segment, everybody.